Um, hey, this is for Chris and Larry. I just want to go back to exactly what we're doing and make this video really short because Larry will get all of this really quick. Um, so we had this pop up for Danco, right? It This part was awesome. If you read the reviews, everybody loved that part. The stop it free, you pull the stopper out. This part sucked. Everybody hated it, and as a plumber, I bought it a few times, and I didn't like it either. So you wind up cutting this part off, or cutting that part, or this part isn't long enough. But at the end of the day, I understood the reviews, and if you got the perfect application, it went in great. And then Danco started screwing around with this part up here. Long story short, we had a great 10-year run. They sold 12 million of them. We almost made $1 million in royalties, but this is the part that took it off the counter. So, like I told Chris the other day, we wanted to continue to keep this part, I call it the tent or nipple, because it helps describe what's going on. That action, keep it inside the drain. So we'll take a drain, like a regular drain like this, move it inside, but now it doesn't flip-flop or rotate on a ball, it just goes up and down. So the engineering side of that, Larry has to, first of all, waterproof it and make sure we can do that. So then you have a module, that's why I'm calling it module drain, something like this. And inside of it, you would have something like that. So a cylinder that can be mechanically, pneumatically, or cable activated. So it would sit inside. So I don't know if Larry can do all three with this, but outside the perimeter, on the perimeter, you've got you can stabilize an external rod that goes out, whereby the pop-up rod's out here with a bunch of threaded holes coming out, and it just screws down, and as it goes up and down, we're not dealing with a pivot rod. The other thing would be pneumatically operating that same module with air. And we already have all the file drawings for air-activated pump to actuate the module. And then we've got cable, right? So we did it on the ramp drain. So Chris has already seen this, but I'm showing it for both of you right now. But it's the same thing. This is overkill. We don't need a cable anything like this, but this is too strong. But it's the same thing. But we want to attach something like that where we go in with the finger that Larry did for Danco's drain, but get away from this. So now we've got a pop-up where we kept the good part of Danco, get away from their patent because we did it on a pivot rod, get back to our patent where we're now just sliding the mechanism up and down. We're doing it with air, we're doing it with cable, we're doing it mechanically. And you can put these attachments out here. So, when I present it to Larry, he would have to waterproof it and make sure, even if it's like they get it from the customer and it's just two-sided tape, you get this and you stick it on, or it comes from the factory and it's already on. That's going to be all up to Larry and convenience and cost. He can do all that. Everything's enclosed in this. If we could operate all three, where this works as a harness to come out and have pop-up holes going down, making the apparatus go this way is good. If we can put a pneumatic hole and do the same thing, that's good. A cable attachment, that's good. That's it. That's engineering. That's what Larry does. If waterproofing, housing, all of that becomes really difficult, the real easy way out then is to take, for instance, taking this drain body just upside down. So this is it's a pop-up stopper. It's got a magnet in it. So if I were to, this magnet is overkill, so I need one like 10 times less than this, right? But I can anyway, there's a stopper in here somewhere. That's probably it. Anyway, drive it like this, right? So we do it that way, and then we use, again, we use something that attaches to the drain. Now we don't enter into the drain, right? We've got a magnet connected to air, cable, or mechanical. So it's the same apparatus. The difference is now we're using two magnets. This one's way too big because that's all I have right now, but it's going to do the same thing. It's just when I did the magnet drain like 20 years ago, the magnets priced it out of the market, and we had to count on China to do it. Today, if you read the article I sent you, we don't have to do that. They're mining. By the 2 years from now, we'll be buying or purchasing most of our magnets right here. So there is a stopper out there. This is the one PF Waterworks has. So this is their stopper. This is actually mine, and this is when Sanjay invited me down to LA, made me an offer for 3% royalties, and I said no. So it's the same thing. It's a magnetic stopper, but it's got the pivot ball. I want to clean this drain up, get rid of the pivot ball altogether, go to a clean drain pipe like this, take the same stopper. So he's got two very small magnets, and like I said, just do the same thing, right? We're just gonna go up and down. We don't enter the drain. So there's like a dozen different things going on, but when I leave it with Larry, that's what he does. I come up with the concepts and he comes up with the product. And the good news is we've spent a ton of money on stuff like the drain pump and the cable mechanism and all that stuff we've done before. And Larry designed the internal mechanism for the Danco, so he's got that down. It's all about right here and making it perfect. So there's like 12 ways I'm counting right now. Just find the best three, because I'd like to be able to license it to 3 different companies separately. One can have a mechanical like Danco. Moen can have, not Moen, but Delta can have the pneumatic, which is what they liked before. Kohler could go back and like the cable, which is what they liked before. But what I was offering back then, I had so much stuff in the drain body. It wasn't stoppage proof. So now, what Larry did with the Danco one, it's literally stoppage proof. But with the magnetics, we have nothing in there. What I'm saying is we've got so many ways to go with this, but it's so much cheaper to manufacture. And the big deal is how easy it is to install. Because can you imagine getting a pop-up and all you do is it's there and you connect the tubing? That would be Moen, Delta, Kohler. You put your faucet down, this tubing drops down, and all you do is connect it to the tube and you're done. Or you connect the cable to the same thing. And in Danco's case, I don't want Danco to have any of that because they're not a faucet manufacturer, but we can do hardware where we literally come off now, and as the pop-up rod goes up and down, so does the piston in here. So we can do it with the the magnet, air, or cable. So anyway, I'm done. I think it's just a really simple concept, but at the end of the day, I have to leave it to Larry to what's going to be the easiest to make, and then Chris and I actually go over costing and what prices it out of the market or brings it in. But the good news is I know all these customers. I've known them forever. So all the guys that used to be product managers are now presidents and CEOs. And anyway, it's just time for the three of us to do this together, and I'm excited about it. Anyway, that's it.